This one is wanting us to differentiate this kind of crazy looking function here. Let me zoom in. This y is equal to tan over x. All right, it looks pretty horrendous. Okay, you can use the quotient rule. I personally don't like using the quotient rule. I'd rather use this trick here, which is to take the thing at the bottom and raise it to the power of -1. So, for instance, 3 to the -1 is actually equal to just 1 divided by 3. So instead of having a 3 there, we can just put an x to the -1, which is saying 1 divided by x. Okay, and so I can rewrite this function out as saying it is times by 1 divided by x, and hey, that looks kind of familiar. I can just say that is tan and x to the -1. Okay, so now I can use my product rule. I'm not going to get confused with the negative signs. It's going to be a lot easier. All right, I can say that this thing here is the f and this thing here is the g. I can see there's two functions here, tan and this other function, x minus 1. Okay, so with the product rule, all right, dy dx, this should just be on your formula sheet, by the way, but just to help you memorize it, I write them out the same and then I put a tick on the opposite ones. Okay, so just to help with our writing out, we are going to differentiate this. So f is normally just tan, right? And when we differentiate this, it is equal to this thing called sec squared. Okay, what is that? Okay, so that is, let me pull it up now. That is just 1 divided by cos squared. Okay, I'm going to write it like that because it's a bit easier to remember. Okay, and then the next one we write our g, x, and then the differential of that, which is equal to 1, which is a lot easier. And now we're just going to substitute it into this formula here. We're just going to substitute it in. So whenever you see an f, put tan of x. Whenever you see an f prime, put this 1 divided by cos squared in there. Okay, and oh, apologies, with this x here, that's actually to the power of -1. Okay, and so when we do that, it is a little different. It becomes that -1 gets multiplied out the front, but now it's -2. So simplifying that, it would be 1 divided by x squared. So now it's going to be look like a pretty horrendous function, but let's do it anyway. So dy dx is the differential of f, and that is that horrible 1 divided by cos, like that, and we multiply it by g, which is this just x minus 1, and that's like saying like that, just 1 divided by x, remember, all the way back up at the original part of the question here. Okay, so then we say plus, and now it's just a regular f, so that's just tan x, which is nice. And now we have to multiply it by the differential of g, which is this -1x squared. And now we can just leave it like that. So I prefer to do it this way. It's a lot easier. You can use sec squared and then say that's minus by tan. over x squared. Okay, I prefer using the product rule over the quotient rule because it's easy to remember. There's no negative signs, so you can't mess it up, just as long as you put the ticks on the opposite one, so you don't put both ticks on the F, for instance. If you have any questions, reach out. The original question is on the website. There's so many there. You can practice them forever and get really good marks. So reach out. I'd love to hear from you.